Hello, hello there. How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. And it's yet another time that we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and other places. And the reason of coming on live here is to bring you some interesting conversations. Now, this is Now Tell Us. If you're here for the first time, this is Now Tell Us podcast, and I'm your host, Anthony Murore. At Now Tell Us, we have guests come and tell us stories, they come and inspire us, they come and educate us on a subject. And always, we have some wonderful guests who come to join us. And today we have a wonderful guest known as Dr. Toby. He's going to be here shortly. So get prepared as we are going to dive into the topic, the unseen side of success. I wonder what that is. So stay tuned and let's go and meet Dr. Toby shortly. Here we go. Hello, Dr. Gren.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm on top of the world.
Good to have you here. It's a wonderful thing to have you here today. We are excited that we are here with you today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yes, this is Now Tell Us. And before we get going, I would like to just thank each and every person who's tuning in and those who are going to tune in even after we are through with this broadcast. Thank you very much for tuning in to Now Tell Us. I see Peter over there. Peter, hi, how are you? Welcome to this show, and all the others who are going to join us. Thank you very much in advance. And now, since we are here and we have Dr. Glenn Toby, can we maybe know who is Dr. Glenn?
Well, my name is Dr. Glenn Toby. I am an entrepreneur. I am a philanthropist. Much of my work has been in business, entertainment, and doing humanitarian work. I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens. I experienced youth homelessness when I was 8 years old. My family, we lost our home and we had to bounce around with relatives and get government support. We were never at risk. We were never at harm. We got through it. At this point, I actually moved into a neighborhood called Hollis, Queens, Queens Village, the home of Run DMC, the home of LL Cool J. And I became one of the first rappers. I'm one of the pioneers of hip hop, going by the name of Mr. Sweetie G. I have an album coming out, an EP that drops June 20th called At the Place to Be, going back to my old school days and bringing you some new music. I managed LL Cool J with Charles Fisher, Brian Latour. We did a show called In the House with Quincy Jones. We did the Mr. Smith album, which is on the wall here.
Hmm.
That's gone on to sell millions of records. In the films industry, I managed Jason Mitchell, who you'll know that played Eazy-E
Hmm.
and has done other films like The Shy that sold 200 million records.
Hmm.
Tickets in the films, and then the remix with Brandy, my book, the Asian Power League, and many awards for the philanthropic work that I've done with the Book Bank Foundation that I've had for 30 years, using literacy, education, with a framework and understanding, realizing that education is the prescription to kill the disease of poverty, economic disparity, drug abuse, incarceration, and so many things. It's been a driving force. Much of it is business, like the $380 million business that I built in the NFL, NBA, a company that I sold. I'm now currently operating in the venture capital space based out of Boston with RCP Capital. We are raising money to the likes of hundreds of millions of dollars to put it in the life sciences group for biotech. And of course, I'm still in the entertainment field doing NIL with NBA and NFL agents. And I'm here on the number one podcast with my brother right here.
Wow, what an intro! What an intro! And there's so much that we can want to know much more in that intro, and I just don't know where exactly to start. And you've been here for some time. You mentioned some. Wow, you dropped some names there that people could be interested in knowing more about how you went through that. But let me start maybe on something that I have been curious to know. I haven't dived into it, but now since you're here, you're in the music industry, and you showed us a record and sold millions of albums. Now, and people are maybe have been asking themselves in this present day of digital, what do you really mean when you say you've sold albums? Even at this point, how is it to sell an album this present day? Now that since you're releasing a song, is it an album, is it a single, and how can you maybe dive us deeper into that? Let's understand that.
So, the traditional way records were sold, you would record and the record company would own the music for life.
Mm-hmm,
You get paid by the CD, you get paid from performing, and from streams, radio, television, movies. Today, everything's based on streams.
mm-hmm,
It's a lot less money, so you have to have a really, really big results. But I'm doing an EP by Mr. Sweetie G, which was my old rap name, MrSweetyG.com.
mm-hmm,
And it's called At the Place to Be. It's an EP of 4 records, me doing some of the old school stuff brand new. It'll be released June the 20th. How the money is earned by streams. Every time a record streams on any platform, such as where this lies, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, all the different places that they stream, YouTube, and the likes, you earn money for each stream. You
mm-hmm,
earn money when music is in movies, film, and television. You can also earn money by performing live. I'm doing it just creativity is a part of my life. It's what brought most of my wealth. It's a way to creatively express myself. Creatives and artists have always had the heart of the people. They'd be able to speak whether we were in, a village in Africa or the town square in Rome in Italy or
mm-hmm,
in Cyprus or in any indigenous nations to the British colonies. People have always used comedy, acting, music, singing, and storytelling because it is the ethos and the pathos of the consciousness of people's humanity.
mm-hmm. Mm.
And it's important to continue to use these mediums to express ourselves and tell our stories.
Okay, so now we don't often talk about albums. It's the streams that we, yeah. Okay, that's good to know that, and it's wonderful. Now, you rap. What do you? I mean, you do music, whatever. What do you focus on in your music?
Mostly. Now I just talk a little bit about the state of the world and how I feel. What are my emotions? How do I see the world? I believe that sometimes we have to go through hell to get through heaven. I mean, people try to count a lot. They get to 7. I don't care if you're Michelle or your name is Kevin. Same thing. What it is when we heat it like the oven. Exactly what it is. I'm always just loving hip hop. This is the music that I love. Matter of fact, I'm always thanking God I love. And I can say that we know that it's true. A matter of fact, I'm on this podcast bringing it to you. Listen, you and your crew can just do the do. Come through. I got music and there's plenty. See you on June 20.
Wow.
Off the top of the head, a little bit of fun.
We got a taste of it right here at Now Tellers podcast. Wonderful, wonderful. Now let's go a bit back, way back from when Dr. Gren was born and growing up, and you talked about homelessness. You've come so far to this point where you're talking of success and talking of 7 figures for those people who are interested in figures. Uh, how was it when you are being homeless, when you are homeless, and how what can you remember back then that makes you maybe shed a tear, or yeah, tell
Well,
us.
Those tears would be tears of joy because God placed me on that journey. When it first happened, it felt like the glass broke
Mm-hmm.
and the earth shook. But, as a child, you're traveling all over the place. You don't have a lot of consistency. You're seeing amazing things. So it was like a journey. After a few years, the spirit gets tired and you want your own bedroom. My mother, she had a nervous breakdown dealing with these traumas. And all those things were compacted into what were fragments of pain and disappointment. And during my journey, I was returned back with the success, making millions of dollars, building historic moments from my artwork to my business to my pursuits in life to my charity. And you have to go back and heal those trauma, whether it's as a child, whether it's in modern day, because it's always in you. And people that don't deal with the trauma, their trauma will bring trauma from other people. It's a magnetic force. So
Mm.
you're speaking through a healed spirit, but the trauma is still there. That healing that goes out may not bring back a healing to the person that's not healed, and now we're dealing on trauma. So we have all the materials, all of the tools, all of the ingredients to heal ourselves. So after I became an adult, I became wildly successful because I was driven by success, afraid not to be homeless again, wanting to get all the money in the world, build myself up. I always had a good demeanor. I was respectful and kind, but I didn't realize I was suffering. I was suffering from my success because I hadn't dealt with my failure. In order to be successful, have a victorious life and remain a champion, you have to manage your losses and your failures.
Manage your losses and your failures. Is this the unseen side of success, or is there something else that we do not know about it?
It is the unseen. True success is happiness.
Yes.
Life and success is not measured by money, but it is measured by freedom. How much time you have to spend with your family, or the things that you focus on,
Mm-hmm.
or the things that you fundamentally have favor for. That is what richness is. Wealth and wellness is a spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical reality that allows you to operate from a prism and from a position of positivity that moves the world.
Hmm.
There can be evil wealth, but the wealth of the wicked will be laid up for the righteous. So you can go one way and have all the material things of the world and be heavenly worthy, but earthly worthless. You have
Hmm.
to manage the best. You can't wait for your God to come out of the sky to deal on a tomorrow from the past disappointments, failures, and issues today.
Mm-hmm.
You have to somehow bring the future, the past, and now together as one and operate with the faith knowing tomorrow on a supernatural level, on a God level, on a universe level, goodness is going to return back, whether it be karma, whether it be how you finish your life. It should be different by how you began your life. There should be an increase, including your responsibilities. Being kind, being respectful, being resourceful, being useful to the world and the world community, as well as your family. If not, you can have all the money in the world and still be bankrupt.
Hmm. You can have all the money in the world and still be bankrupt. What part has the society played in your steps to success from being homeless? Like the people that you've come into contact with, the mentors that you've had in your life. Maybe you can tell us about that because it matters, I guess.
Well, a lot of my mentors, my father wasn't in my life, so my mother and my grandmother were the leadership and also religion, spirituality, worship, prayer, discipline. And I took the basics of that, the foundation of it, and added. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes will be in business with people we shouldn't. We'll be in relationships, personal, intimate, financial, whatever. It could just be an occupation. And we have
Mm-hmm.
to go through those systems and take away and learn. You have to learn to fail hard and fast. When you fail hard, when you fail fast, you're able to take the disruption, the blocks, and the limits and be able to move around them. And you can use your failures as fuel to drive your success. Knowing where the impediments are going to come from, the blocks, the limitations within and without, and use them as materials, bind them up as tools. The hardness is the resilience and the strength. The sharpness can break the glass to get to the tool that you need. The gentleness on how to get out of the way of something that's evil, unrighteous, or disfavored, and not let it live on you, push it off of you so you can move forward. Our failures fuel the finish of our lives.
Hmm. Thank you for sharing that. And on your growth and the steps that you've taken, growing and attaining the success that you have attained so far, are there times that you've encountered some thoughts of, I don't deserve this, or maybe I can't get ahead? Are there times that you've doubted yourself? Tell us about that, maybe from where you're coming from and what you've had to overcome.
Well, I've never doubted myself, but I have
Hmm.
doubted my conditions and doubted
Hmm.
my outcomes. Anyone that's listening to us today, if you're doubting yourself, you have to do spiritual work. You have to look at your systems. You know, every day of our life, we're writing the chapters of our book. We're
Hmm.
going to have bad days and good days. We have to take every chapter and make sure that the spine of the book is well bound enough to keep every chapter in place so we can read it and reread it, and others can look into the book and find value. I never thought I wasn't good enough because I had a wonderful household full of love
Mm.
and patience and purpose. But for those of you that didn't have it, seek therapy. Go to your pastor, go to your rabbi, go to your imam, go to your guru, or go to your own altar of good and bad and examine what's hurting and where you need and how you need to be healed. We have to look in the mirror and realize that we have all built our own lives. We have designed our lives. We have walked through the pantheon and the calling of success and failure through our own minds. And we have to go through our own hearts to go back and readdress it. It's easy to see. What does someone see great in me? I'm great at conversation. I'm great at making food. I have a great personality. I entertain people. I'm really quiet and people trust me. I'm good with my hands. I'm able to repair things. I'm able to cook food. I'm able to write and tell stories. God has given me a discernment that I'm able to speak into people's lives. Find out where you thrive most. Find out where you don't thrive at all and what your deficits are. And then
Mm.
try to make sure that you're a welcoming enough person that people want to partner with you. No one can do it on their own. We are a village.
We are a village. That's good. In the African saying, they say that a child belongs to the society. It belongs to the village. So he's brought up by the village, nurtured, disciplined, and all those things for him to be a full person. Now, I have this question, and someone could be asking themselves. Now, it's good to be brought up in a loving environment. Your family has been kind and supportive, and then you walk out there, and like we are. I'm not in the US, but we usually see in the news, and we've heard all the uprising, all the wars of the color war. That's what I'm talking about. And
The
not
race
only
war.
that, yeah. So how is it that you've brought, how what have you faced yourself personally? You've been nurtured well, and then you go out there and you meet with the world that is, have you encountered such experiences?
Yeah, I've been so direct racism. I've
Mm-hmm.
been blessed enough that I can handle myself well. So if someone
Mm-hmm.
attacks, I counterattack or I'll beat the attack. Hopefully, it hasn't been physical as an adult as much as when you were a child.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the system is built, and they call it systemic racism. People don't like the word racism, so we can
Mm-hmm.
racism, and it's the system that I'm complaining about. It doesn't have color except the color of money. So
Mm-hmm.
I've trained myself, worked myself, studied the rules. If they get up early, I get up earlier.
Mm.
They put in 8 hours, I'll put in 16 hours.
Wow.
They work 20 hours a week, I'm working 40 hours.
Mm-hmm.
When they're sleeping, I'm creeping. And I go to market, I go to the mountain, I go to the war, I go to the system, and I compete. There's no way to outwork me. Can't
Mm-hmm.
outwork me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep failing until someone else gets tired or I become so inspired and admired that someone wants me to be the one that's hired. And then I'll set the world on fire and I'll say, yo, you're a liar. I'm a man that'll tell you I'll always be in first place. I don't care about that issue that they talk about race. If you take a look at it and you see my base, guess what? If we argue, went to court, I win the case. Don't you understand the essence of how I move? Listen, I'm excellence and I'm here to prove. I don't care what groove or box you put me in. It's the same thing. You're going to come back with the best of Glenn. And that's how I get my win. And it would be a sin if I pretend that racism or any excuse could end. What God will mend. Listen, my friend, I'm winning from the start to the very end. We got to work harder, be smarter, and show them it's the truth. I come through like it and tell you that I become proof. If you are the best, you can't be denied. Because guess what? The things they said, oh, they lied. My ancestors cried. They said they divide. And this is the truth. The essence of my grace you can't hide. And what I'm trying to say, people, you got to work harder and be smarter because we're from the essence of God and we will come down with a mighty rod. It is true that no one can set us back to our truth if we're putting it down and doing the things we need to do. Listen, I got to tell you, if I'm working hard and I'm righteous, God bless you. Because when I come through, everything's due that I deserve. I can't be unnerved. I'm hitting them with straight balls and they're throwing me curves. I can go off the top of my head and I'll live forever because you're not smarter. You're not better. I'm clever.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep, doctor. That is a wonderful one. Now, because and I think we are on the same line here because I have seen people who are always pointing fingers. Now he's the one. They are the ones who are on the wrong. They are the ones who are against, and we never take responsibility for things we should be doing. We don't work on ourselves. We don't reflect. Uh, we don't check on our spirit, and we are all out there blaming others. So I think you've got a strong message there. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the key is we have to work harder
Mm-hmm.
because of the historic economic divide from the transatlantic um, slave trade to 400 years of oppression in America as a person that lives in North America, through Jim Crow, through those horrible years. All human beings, I am a human before I'm a black man. And then I'm God's man.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to measure me by my content or by my skin, I'm still going to win.
Hmm. You're still gonna win. Wow, wonderful. Now tell us more about your about the book bank. Book bank. Are you talking about bank? Here is not the seven figures. It's a bank. Okay, go ahead. We'd
So
love to
funny,
know
right?
more.
Funny, good point. So I look back at my life, and this is a foundation I founded about 28 years ago. I mean, 29 going on 30. So the
Mm,
Book Bank Foundation is a not for profit, non government organization. It is charitable based. There's no profit. It's all a give. It's community based. We deal with education, creating systemic practices of critical thinking, work groups, finding resources to help people get to their calling, to give people resources they can identify their inner tools. And we deal with education, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, sometimes creativity, sports, different modalities and pathways to communicate education and share and resonate by putting young people and older people together. We have a few programs. One of them is called Shelter from the Streets. Every
mhm,
year during the holidays, we go to New York City. We go to 5 boroughs with buses, and we take the whole community gifts, toys, clothing, food, exchange things. Then we have Groceries to Grow, where we go to people's homes, where they meet us in a public location, and we give them food. We give them food that is healthy and well put together, that's good for them, and that's so that they can grow. We give them groceries. We provide pathways so that they can grow to have their own food. Often the food deserts, people don't have the right dietary plans or they don't have enough economic sustainability to be able to purchase food for themselves and their families. So we
mm,
try to bring those resources. We believe in a give up so that you don't have a give out. And we're not going to just give out, because if we continue to give out, one day you'll give out. But if we give up, you can live up and get to where sustainability is, and you can farm and fend for yourself. Book Bank Foundation, if you want to know more about it, it is the bookbankfoundation.org or the bbf.org. My website is the Book Bank Foundation for the charity. But for me personally, it's Dr. Glenn Toby with two N's, DrGlennToby.com. And on all things social media, it's Glenn Toby, GLENNTOBY. Email me, look at what I'm doing, give me a shout out, follow me, say hello. I'm just trying to get to my throne. I'm just trying to get to what God has promised. I'm trying to be a faithful defender of the righteous and use my personal calling and talent and gifts to make the world better.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. So, in what ways would you now you've definitely asked people to come and say hi, connect, and in what other way would you like people who are listening to get involved in whatever it is that you're doing? Could it, is there a specific way that you could invite them to participate, encourage, provide, whatever, or give up?
Donate some money. We're
Uh-huh.
on Cash App or on Instagram. You can go right to the Book Bank Foundation's site and donate money. If you
Mhm.
have a creativity, maybe there's something we can do a project together. Maybe there's something you have that people can participate through using the digital systems. So we're open to everything, people. You see me inviting you. Let's talk about it. Send the proper email. My email is dgt at drglentoby.com. And
Mhm.
when you're at Bookbank, send a message. Are you a painter? Are you a speaker? Do you code? Are you in the digital space? Let's find a way that we can monetize and commercialize your talents.
Hmm. We'll put those contact details there in the description. Oh, if you had them and you'd like to, you can just repeat, and then I mean, you who's listening or watching, you can repeat and then get all of them correct before we put it there in the description. Now, we are broadcasting worldwide now, and the question is this whatever it is that you're doing concentrated in the US, or is it open? Are you doing something else outside the US? And therefore we are inviting all the people outside of the US, everywhere from around the globe. Tell
We
us.
are inviting our bases here in North America,
Hmm.
United States of America, and we welcome everybody. We're in a digital world now where
Yeah.
people are able to record music, they're able to collaborate using digital tools. We
Hmm.
have a ton of digital tools that are available to everybody. We're happy to share that with you. I mean, we could literally build a computer software application. We could do Substacks. We can do physical artwork, painting. We can do designing. We can have discussions, communicate, even do film collectively. We've got the resources. So talented people reach out. Even if we can't make money together, we can make a motion that makes a difference for the world.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, thank you very much, Dr. Toby. It's such an honor for you to have you here on our podcast. We really appreciate you coming.
Glad to be here and bless you all. Continue to listen and tune into this guy. He's doing some great things. He's making so much noise. We're hearing about him here in North America, from New York, Atlanta, throughout the country. So it's always good to connect with my people wherever you are. And all good people are my people. The bad people we're trying to reach, the good ones we're trying to teach.
Wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm humbled for that compliment, and thank you very much. Drop a last word before we sign off.
One more word of encouragement, or you want me to flow?
Whatever, whatever, whatever is your best.
And here is my best. In order for us to be blessed, we have to make sure that we can attest to hard work and stay focused. Don't be thrown off. A matter of fact, harden it up. We can't be soft. We have to remember we come from a fabric, that fabric of God. Don't look for revenge trying to get even. No, be odd. Stand out. Be different than all of the rest and get right back to it because you'll remain blessed. Let's
Wow,
work.
thank you. Remain
Okay.
blessed. Thank you, Dr. Glenn, and
Thank you.
such an honor. Remain blessed. Thank you to all the viewers, all the listeners, even those who are hearing this, the recorded version. We thank you. Be blessed and remain blessed. That's it for today. At Now Tell Us, I've been your host, Anthony Morore, and now a wonderful, wonderful guest, Dr. Grant Toby. We're saying bye for now. Bye.